Hi everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome to week 2 of the Erie Waters Crochet Along with Rich Textures Crochet. I am so happy that you have decided to join me on this crocheting journey, and this week we will be working together on a beautifully subtly textured square, which is this one right here. The stitch that you see here is sometimes referred to as the faux popcorn stitch, and it's made up of a combination of single crochet stitches and triple crochet stitches. For me, this square has been inspired by the shores of Lake Erie, and in particular the beach where me and my family sometimes go. My family and I sometimes go, and there's just something great about going down to the shore, especially on a warm day, and sticking your toes into that warm sand. So this square reminds me of that sand. It's subtle, it's soft, it's not jarring or anything like that. And I think that you're going to have fun with this square and that you'll enjoy it. So welcome to my craft corner, and come on over and we will get started on week 2 of the Erie Waters Crochet Along. So welcome to my crafting corner. This is the square that we are going to be working on today. As you can see, it's just a simple, subtle texture right here. And for this project, if you have not already seen, I will link it here in the video notes for you, the introduction and materials for this crochet along. It will be linked there as well as week 1 in case you missed it. Now for today, you will be using a little bit of worsted weight yarn. I will be working with a Caron Simply Soft yarn, but you may use any yarn and any color of your choice. If you would like the blanket to be similar dimensions to my own, which is about 11 inches by 9.5 inches for each square, then you will want to choose a worsted weight yarn. But all of this information can be found on the introduction and materials portion or blog post of this crochet along. So today you will be using your worsted weight yarn, your 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle, simply for finishing off your square. To get started, what you are going to do is you're going to begin by chaining 42. Now in this video, I am going to assume that you already have a basic understanding of crochet stitches, your single crochets, your double and triple crochets, how to make a chain stitch and a slip knot. Okay, so first we will make our slip knot, and we are going to chain 42. There's 20. 30. 40, 41, and 42. So you will begin by chaining 42 stitches. Then you are simply going to work a row of foundation single crochets. So you're going to single crochet in the second chain from your hook. Now when I work these squares, I like to crochet or to work in these back bumps of my chain stitches. So I'm going to chain single crochet in the second chain from my hook, and then in each stitch across. This just gives us a nice even start. When you finish, you will have 41 stitches in your row. Now all of these squares, so the squares from week 1, and this week, and the next few weeks, you will want all of your squares to be roughly the same size. So if you are finding that your squares are not matching up, you may need to add or subtract a few stitches. And for this pattern, all that is important is that you have an odd number of stitches to begin with. So if you need to change the size or the number of chains in this project, just simply make sure that you have an odd number of stitches in each row, and it should come out fine. It's also going to be important for when you are working the rows up that you also make sure that all of your squares are the same height. And I'll say a little bit more about that when we do the edging on our squares. Simply though to make sure that they all join together evenly and that your blanket doesn't look a little wonky in the end. So you're simply crocheting across your chain. Of this pattern, you're going to want to make 4 squares in whatever colors you have chosen. So you will want 4 squares finished in this design. Okay, so that is row 1 completed of our squares. Just simply single crochet in each stitch across. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work, or turn and chain 1, whatever you would prefer. And you're going to now start that faux popcorn design or faux popcorn pattern. So what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in this first stitch. And then you're going to work a triple crochet in the next. So for your triple, you're going to yarn over twice, then insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3 times through 2 loops. So that's what you have, a single crochet followed by a triple crochet. Then you are going to single crochet in your next stitch, just like that. And you're going to follow that again by a triple. Yarn over twice, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times. And then follow that by a single crochet. So you are going to repeat that pattern of single crochet, triple, single crochet, triple, single crochet, and then a triple. You're going to repeat that pattern all the way across your square or your block. So you'll have 41 stitches in the end. So repeat single crochet, triple all the way across to the end. When I get to the end, I will show you what is happening there on the front side. This is the back side of your work. So triple, single crochet, triple, single crochet, triple, single crochet, triple, all the way across. This is a fairly mindless block, so it's a good one if you're someone who likes to sit and listen to an audiobook or watch a movie while you crochet. This is a good block to do that with. coming up on the end here. I have a triple, and then in my last stitch on the row I'm just going to work a single crochet. So it's single crochet, triple all the way across, ending with a single crochet. So that is the back side of my square. Then I'm going to chain one and turn, and if you take a look you can see that texture, that kind of faux popcorn texture coming up there already in the pattern. So that is the end of row 2. So now for row 3, we're simply going to single crochet in each stitch all the way across. You've chained one, beginning in that first stitch, you're going to single crochet, and then in the top of your triple, you'll single crochet. So single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Again, you will have 41 stitches when you are finished. You'll have 41 stitches all throughout this square. So simply single crochet in each stitch all the way across. This row of single crochet does space out your stitches a little bit, your rows, but it also serves as getting us back to the beginning so that our faux popcorn stitches or that single crochet triple combination will always be on the same side. So you will have a definite front to the square and a definite back to the square. The front is the side that has all of the texture on it. You're going to single crochet in each single crochet and triple stitch all the way across. Don't forget to complete and work in that last stitch. Sometimes it's tricky to see. Single crochet all the way across. Then you're going to chain one and turn, or turn and chain one. And again, you're going to want to work another row of that triple crochet, single crochet pattern and texture. But this time, because we want to offset the stitches a little bit, instead of single crocheting and then triple, we are going to work 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. So in the first stitch, you'll work a single crochet, and then in the second stitch, you'll work another single crochet. This is row 4 of the pattern. So once you have worked your 2 single crochets for row 4, you will then work a triple. Then a single crochet, and then triple. So then you're going to pick up, after the first 2 single crochets, you'll just work that triple crochet, single crochet, triple crochet, single crochet pattern all the way across to your final stitch. So all the way across. For those of you who didn't catch it in the video notes, the free written pattern for this crochet along, which is being revealed weekly on my blog, can be found at richtexturescrochet.com. And this is a free crochet along, and each block is being revealed each week. Okay, so I'm working single crochet, triple single crochet all the way across. Now you will remember at the beginning of this row we started off with 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. So we are going to end this row the same way. So I have my single crochet, triple, and then in these last 2 stitches I'm going to work 1 single crochet in each of them. So 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets. So remember, you start off with 2 single crochet stitches and you're going to end with 2 single crochet stitches. Then you're going to once again chain 1 and turn, and I'll just pause at the moment, sorry I turned out my light, and show you, you can see now that these raised textured stitches are now sort of offset, falling in between one another. They don't appear in a straight line. They're going to actually go on the diagonal as you continue your work. So then for row 5, we are simply going to repeat row 3, and we're going to work a single crochet in the first stitch, and then in each stitch all the way across you will have 41 single crochet stitches. Single crochet in each stitch across. And there you have it. And that brings us to the end of row 5. Now for rows 6 until row 35, you are simply going to repeat rows 2 until row 5. So your row 2 is that single crochet, triple, single crochet, triple. Then you're going to repeat that. Row 3, your single crochets. Row 4, your single crochet in the first 2 stitches, followed by your triple, single crochet, triple. And then you're going to end with a single crochet row. So you're going to work this pattern until you have a total of 35 rows, or if your square is slightly larger or smaller, you will work until the desired size. Now for my squares, I've been making them 9.5 inches tall, so you will work until your square is approximately 9.5 inches if yours is about the same size as mine, or just work to the same dimensions. You want all of your squares to be uniform in order to help you join them together. So I'm going to continue working on my square. You continue to do the same, and then I will meet you back here when you have finished that, and we will work on the edging together. Okay, welcome back. So once you have reached the end of your 35 rows, or you've come to the size of the square that you are looking for so that you are uniform with all your other squares, you are going to fasten off. You will have ended with a single crochet row, and you will just simply fasten off your square. Now we are going to begin to work the edging, and unlike the main part of the block, which was worked in rows, the edging is actually worked in a round. It is a simple edging of just single crochets in each stitch around. So what you're going to do is you're going to begin by working with the right side facing, and you're going to join your yarn in the top right hand corner and just join with a slip stitch. Now, a quick note before I begin: when you are working your round, your final round here, if your squares for the first part of the crochet along were a different size than mine, so perhaps because of that you may have adjusted the stitch count around the outside edge. If that is the case, when you work this square and in each of the squares following this, be sure to use the same or similar number of stitches in the round. You will want your squares to be as uniform as possible, which will make it much easier when you are coming to the final and joining them together. Okay, so if your stitch count was slightly different than mine for whatever reason, just remember that for this last round, make sure that you have the same number of stitches in each square and the same as to the other squares as well. Okay, so we have joined our yarn with a slip stitch in the top right hand corner. We're going to simply work one single crochet in that stitch, and then one single crochet in each stitch all the way across that top row. One single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Okay. Okay, so one single crochet in each stitch across, and then when you come to the opposite corner of your joining, I'm going to fix that stitch there. When you come to the opposite corner of your joining, this final stitch here, you are going to work 3 single crochet stitches in that one corner stitch. So there's 1, 2, and then 3. And what that does is it just brings you neatly around that corner. You're going to turn your work, and you are going to continue working in a single crochet row all the way across this side. Okay, and what's important here is that your stitches remain even along here, because it's not always laid out as well as far as where you're going to place your stitches. And you are going to work along the side of the square, and you're going to work 35 single crochets evenly all the way across. Okay, so you did your 3 in the corner, and then you're just going to, working along this edge, work 35 single crochets. So 1, 2, 10, 15, 20, 30, 31, 2, 3, 34, and then 35. Okay, then you're back at your corner. You're going to work 3 single crochet stitches in that corner. I'm actually going to move my 35th back here a little bit. Then you're going to work 3 single crochets in that corner. 1, 2, and 3. It is going to bring you around to the other side, and then once again you're going to work in each stitch across 1 single crochet. So you're going to do that. You're going to single crochet all the way across. You're going to work 3 single crochets in your next corner, then another 35 down, and then once you finish that 35, you're going to work 2 single crochets in that final corner that you started in. Okay, so I'll leave you to do that, and I'll meet you back here in about a few minutes. Okay, so I've done my 35 single crochets up along the opposite side of my block, and I've come back to my first corner where I have that, where I joined and had my first single crochet. So I am going to complete that corner by working 2 single crochets in that corner stitch. That's my 4th corner, and then join with a slip stitch in the first block, the first stitch, and then I'm simply going to fasten off, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to weave in my ends, and I will have completed the second square for this crochet along. I'll pull it back there a little bit so you can see a little bit more of it. There you have it. So thank you so much for joining me on week 2 of the Erie Waters Crochet Along. I hope that you're having fun. I know that I am. And don't forget to head on over to Rich Textures Crochet on Facebook, and there on my wall you will find the Erie Waters Cal event pinned to the top. If you're following along in this crochet along, feel free to head on over there. Share any photos, questions, comments that you have on the crochet along this far. And of course, if you're showing any photos in that on social media, please feel free to tag it Erie Waters Cal, and that way we'll be able to show it off to everyone. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I will see you all again next week. Bye! Happy crocheting!